Hi, everybody, and welcome to our first module. I'm excited to get started with you on the class, and I wanted to give you the opportunity to have a bit of a video walkthrough so you can follow along with me by clicking on the content area on the menu bar in your class and then scrolling down until you find Module 1, Finding Your Voice. So the first thing to do in order to get acquainted with Module 1 is to click on the link that says Module Overview. So once you've clicked there, then you'll see that it gives you an introduction to the course, talks about what we're going to be doing, the course expectations, the policies, the objectives. It essentially gives you an overview on what we're going to be covering in Module 1. And so you'll see by reading through this introduction that we're going to practice active reading by annotating a short memoir. And so these skills of reading are going to build on your ability to think critically, and you'll see this ability grow over the term, and it'll grow in many ways. It'll grow in your ability to read more in depth and in greater detail. It'll grow in your ability to communicate with your family, your friends, your coworkers. So these skills are transferable, and we'll be talking about that throughout the course so that you know how to apply this outside of the English classroom. And you're going to be growing as a writer, as a reader, as a critical thinker. You'll have plenty of time to grow these skills, and I think you'll be excited about how your confidence grows over the term. You'll have plenty of time to revise assignments that you didn't do well on, and so don't get too worried if sometimes you see a low score, and I'll give plenty of feedback so that you know how to update your post or your assignment and get the most points that you can out of each assignment that we do. So during this first week, there's some competencies, and if you scroll down, you can see what those are. These are the different things that are going to be addressed in the module, and you'll see these posted in each module for the class. There are the intellectual skills, specialized knowledge, applied knowledge, professional practice, how this relates to civic and global learning, and broad and integrative knowledge. So you can see that we're learning a lot of different skills by going through the discussions and assignments in this module and in the modules to come. So you're going to want to make sure that you stay on top of the modules and turn in your discussions, assignments by the due date, because each module builds on the next module. So you're going to be improving as you get a gaining more and more knowledge. So if you miss a module or you miss some assignments, you might find it harder to do some of the tasks in the modules that follow. So make sure that, you know, wherever possible, you can post on time and review the late policy. And I know, of course, there are emergencies, and you can contact me if that happens to you, if you experience some kind of an emergency. So click on the next button. That's the arrow at the top or at the bottom of your screen. And this will take you to a very important area called Module Activities. Now in this section, and this is true for every module, it's going to give you a link of things that you will either read or watch. This is all the information that you're going to need to know and read through or watch in order to compose the discussions and assignments that we'll be doing in the course. So this is where you're going to get started. And you might even want to start a little bit early, you know, the weekend before, watching the videos and reading through the materials so that you have plenty of time to do these activities. And so whenever a discussion assignment gives you some directions or it asks you to do something, you'll be able to find the information on how to do those things right here under the module activity link. So it's a very important link go through each and every week that we are together. And if you'll scroll down a little bit more, you'll see that there are module outcomes. And these are the tasks that you're going to master as you go through Module 1. For example, you're going to learn to write in a variety of modes. And then these are things that will carry over into other modules as well. So these module outcomes, these are really the goals of the course. And so by the end of the course, you'll be able to do all of these things listed here, listed in the modules to come. So that's an exciting thing to think about as far as your own growth and skills as a writer. So go ahead and click the next button again, and you'll see our first discussion, introduce yourself. And so in order to grow as a writer, of course, you must write a lot, right? Almost every day. And so we're going to be writing regularly. We're going to do formal writing and informal writing, and you'll be able to participate in these discussions every week. And so for this first week, we're going to be talking about our name. Every name tells a story. And I'll go ahead and make another video about my name and post that in the discussion section so that you can learn a little bit about me too. I try to do some of the assignments right along with you so that you have something to model and some additional information to help you navigate the course. So you'll see here there's a part 1 and a part 2. So you're going to be first talking about your name, and then you're going to be discussing an abstract term. And we're going to be working on abstract terms throughout the course. So this is your first opportunity to be able to work with an abstract term and get some feedback as we go on and eventually even work on some essays surrounding abstract terms. So our discussions are always due on Wednesday, and then our responses to our classmates are always due on Sunday. So that's true of every module that we have discussions in. So it'll follow that same format. Now, if you scroll down a little further, you'll see there's a discussion rubric, and you can use that as a checklist to make sure that you've done everything that you need to submit the post before you do it. And that's what you'll, of course, be graded on. So go ahead then and click the arrow again to go to the next page, and you'll see that there's an annotation assignment 1 called Memoir. And this is more or less for me to get an idea of your voice as a writer. So all you really have to do is complete this project. And you're going to be doing following the annotation assignment rubric that's linked here. There's some selected readings, and then you'll upload your annotations. You can do them in a variety of styles. You could either annotate the book directly and then take pictures and upload those pictures of your annotations, or you could use some kind of an app for annotating, and there's a link to a tool there. You could record some annotations in a PDF or a Word document. So there's many different ways of doing the annotations for this class. And again, we'll be building on these skills. I think you'll find the readings very interesting and a fun way to get the class started. So go ahead and then click on that next button again, and you'll see our first milestone is to write a personal essay. So you're going to be writing an essay, and this essay is going to give me an opportunity to take a look at your writing style and assess some of the things that we'll be working on throughout the course. And so you're going to be writing a personal essay that introduces yourself and your story, and you're going to choose one of the prompts that are listed here. And so some of those things are what were some important details and experiences from your past that have made you who you are today. Or you could write on the topic of what you want others to understand about who you are. Or you can imagine yourself into the future to see what you're doing in 5 or 20 years. And there's an optional challenge of, again, working with an abstract term and connecting that to your life. That can be fun. And then take a look here at prompt 2. Now remember, you only have to choose either prompt 1 or prompt 2, so you do not need to do both. And prompt 2 says you can reflect on a time you learned an important lesson in life. So this is going to be defining that experience and how that shaped your outlook on life, or maybe it was a mistake that you learned from, some sort of life motto that you want to share with the class. And it gives some examples there like forgiveness or joy and things of that nature. And so you want to scroll down even further and take a look at the area that says the fine print. A lot of students miss this for each of our milestones, but when you upload a milestone, and not necessarily for this first milestone, but for milestones 2, 3, and 4, you're going to upload your essay, and you're also going to be uploading 2 more things. And I'll go over that in when we get to the next milestone 2, because you don't have to upload them for this milestone. But I just wanted to give 3 things for milestones 2, 3, and 4. An essay, a resource page, and some personal reflections on what happened. And don't worry about that right now. I'll go into more detail on that next week when I post our Welcome to Module 2 information, so that you don't miss out on any of those things. And so that pretty much wraps up our first week, our first module together. I'm excited to get started. I can't wait to hear about your stories and read through your essays and just get an overall sense of who you are as a writer and personally. And have a great week, everybody.